Welcome to All Horse Racing All the Time. I'm your host, Al. Tuesday, January 26, 2023, the day after Christmas. I'm out here now. I've looked over this card, and I'm going to tell you up front, this is pre-recorded. If you're seeing the premiere, chat is open. But this is pre-recorded. You say, Al, pre-recorded, why? Well, I've looked over the Gulfstream Park card today, and they have some excellent races. There are 10 races today. But I will be doing a live show covering Santa Anita opening day. We have a bunch of stakes races over there, and the two tracks are going to clash because this park first race is scheduled for 12:10 p.m. and then Santa Anita they come live at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And as those of you who've seen the show before, you know that I put a full attention into one track. So this way I have 100% focus there. I don't want to be bouncing around. But chat is open if you're seeing the premiere of this video. And I didn't want to let these picks go to waste. And I'm going to try and make this short and sweet, not heavily detailed. What I will be doing is giving you a winner, like a horse to use that is very interesting. Maybe you want to use it in exactas or the win spot. And I'll give you others, how to use it, plays, who to use it with. So we're going to get cracking with that. We're going to start with the first race. And I think it's a good one right off the bat. In the first race at Gulfstream Park today, there is a horse here, Vanishing Interest, who is opening at 6-1. Now, this is a maiden claiming 12.5K race. And now this one's been trying to break through for a while. It has run routes, but it has good sprint races here, and it's a price opening at 6-1. I would venture to use this maybe across the board. Number 4, Vanishing Act at 6-1, or definitely for the win spot. And if you want to have one with the early speed to use it with, number 2, Late Shift, has the big early speed. Jose Ortiz. Reyes is riding Vanishing Act for doubles, and Sano is Late Shift, number 2. But I think Vanishing Act is the interesting one to at least use. If you're not going to use it straight out to win, use it, in exacta boxes, what have you, with whoever else you might like. I would take a long, hard look at number 2, Late Shift, who's been running here and is dropping in class. But the horse of interest in the first race, number 4, Vanishing Interest at 6-1. And my first inclination would be to box it with 2 and 4, or maybe box it 4-8. If you want to throw it, a key box, a couple of key boxes, 2-4 and 4-8. Norfie, who has some competitive figures in here and fits the race well. But Vanishing Act across the board, if you want to play it safe. Looks like it has some races that could do some damage in here. Now we're going to go on to race number 2. And the 2 does have good early speed. Race 2 is a 5 furlong turf sprint, maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies. I'll bring up my notes. Like I said, I'm going to try and make this short and sweet. Now I'm looking at another longer one here, Citrus Bell. Now this one comes off of a synthetic race. So this is a video you may want to go back to as the card unfolds. Now you got some first-time starters in here, so be a little bit careful. But the thing about the number 8, Citrus Bell, is, and we're going to get some of those. It did run a good race at the maiden special weight on the synthetic track, the Tapeta track here on November 10th for Joseph Orsino. And we're going to go to the pace figures real quick because I looked at this. I've been through it. This card, it has early speed. I mean, out of the ones that have run before, this is the one with the early speed. And it did post a pretty quick race in here, at least quicker than the others with experience, if you take everything into consideration, ground loss, etc. And it did run at 5.5, so going at 5 furlongs, that might even increase the speed. And it finished third, 2 back. But I'd use this one here. And Citrus Bell opens up at 6-1, number 8 at 6-1. Who would I use it with? Okay, look at my notes. Number 2, it gets Jose Ortiz again for Wesley Ward. Opens at 5-2. Same old fears. We're going to stick with the ones with experience in here. Yeah, I'm giving you some notes about it, okay? I'm not going to just give you numbers. That's not the type of guy I am. This one, it ran on a wet track at Saratoga back in July, but the trainer is Wesley Ward. Wesley Ward, he's 90 plus days away. He still wins 23%. And going dirt to turf, he wins 20%. And you got Jose Ortiz, who is 15% riding on the turf. This is out of Uncle Bo. And this has a very solid number. And so I think this one's going to be ready to go. Same old fears. Now, I'd suggest maybe a 3-1, 3-horse box here. If you're getting over 4-1 on the 8, start using it to win place. I think that one's going to be. I don't think we're going to get the odds that he's opening at 6-1, but anything over 4-1, I definitely consider for the win spot. You got to be a little careful. We got the first time starters in here, so I'd also use number 2. Same old fears. And the other one that has some good synthetic numbers for a trainer who really wins here at Gulfstream, Jose Francisco D'Angelo, number 4, Perilous. He's running at the maiden special weight level, has a 7th place finish, 9 back. Now, this is longer. That was a route, 1.70 in the first race, had a 2nd place finish at 5.5 furlongs. Gets Lionel Reyes up, who's 14% here. Jockey Trainer hit 18%. And I just want to go back to the pace for a second. And that's number 4. I told you I'm going to go through this. I want you to be able to, digest this and go back to this video if you have to throughout the card. And Perilous does have some early speed, especially sprinting. This one is going to be a factor towards the front. And Lionel Reyes, Paco Lopez rode this in the route last race, but Lionel Reyes rode it in November 10th on the sprint, and where he finished 2nd. And Reyes comes back aboard Perilous. And Jose Ortiz rode Same Old Fears the last time. That one would more or less have to close into it. So you got some big speeds with numbers. And you have Jose Ortiz on the 2, and the odds on number 4, Perilous, 10-1. 10-1 on Perilous. But the one that I'm really interested in most is number 8, Citrus Bell. If you want to key it with them, with the other 2, fine. But since you're getting 10-1 on Perilous, what I would suggest in race 2 is do a 2-4-8 exacta box. 2-4-8 exacta box, race 2, Gulfstream Park. Okay, now we move on to race 3. I hope everybody had a great Christmas or a great long weekend and enjoyed it, whether you celebrate Christmas or not. So it's a win-win across the board with that. And this morning's coffee is 8 o'clock coffee original blend. Nice. Okay, now we move on to race 3. Of 10 here at Gulfstream Park. So if you're just joining us, if you're wondering why am I doing this, is a pre-recorded show. I know chat is open for those who during its premiere, okay, when it airs for the first time, but it'll be out there the whole day. So you can come back to this. I'm just letting you know, just in case you're yelling, Al, how come you're ignoring me? I'm not ignoring you. This is pre-recorded. Okay, race 3. Let's talk about it. Now, race 3 is 5 furlongs on the synthetic. Now, this is kind of an interesting race. We have number 1, Carson Strong opens at 20-1. Let's talk now. Let's talk about why. I know the Skylar Span-Bell, the jockey, is only 6%, and the trainer Mario Roberto Lopez at Gulfstream doesn't show anything on the resume here. And Carson Strong is opening 20-1. Okay, but I'm looking back at its first leg, its first race at Delaware, where it won by 5 1/4 first time out. And second race, and that was at 6. Now this is at 5 furlongs. Okay. It was quick to the lead, showed early speed. And the second race, it is actually coming down a little in class. It was like last race at Tampa was optional claim 25. Here it's optional claim 16. So let me just go down to the pace here. It took the lead there, okay? It did go to the front. Now, it did show more early speed at Tampa, but my main perk about this horse is the first race on dirt. It just put up a number. I mean, ran a quick race, and you're getting 20-1. So I want it in the mix. Keep an eye on the board with this one. See what kind of money it's taking. What I do with this one is I box it up. I box it with the favorite, who has the numbers power and gets Paco Lopez. Cozy Colby opens 9-5. So you're going to have 2 others in here, just in case this one, my hunch play, doesn't come through. And the third choice is, okay, well, let me double check this here. What makes this interesting is I got a couple of bombs in here. Let's make sure I got this right, because this looks like a good opportunity. Now, Colby is another one who is coming to the synthetic for the first time, and it's favored at 9-5 or 8-5. But the trainer is tremendous. First time out with the team. This is Georgiana Baxter. When Georgiana teams up with Paco Lopez, the jockey, 32% together. And Paco here at Gulfstream is 15% on synthetic. He's 16, but this one has some quick races, and it's circling towards a big one. And this one comes from Mark Cassie's barn. This one made a good, excellent race, fast on turf back at Saratoga in August, and turf usually translates over to the synthetic. And it's the favorite, so I like the 3. And the other one I like, who keeps getting better each time out, is number 7, Sweet Miss. It's marching forward, and it did win 2 back for Matthew Williams. And Anthony Thomas is aboard. 10% jock here. Let me just go check something else with the pace real quick. So you have your protection here with the chalk, but the Sweet Miss, the one that keeps moving forward, this one has the best, has run some really quick fractions, and I figure this one to be out front early. And it keeps improving every single race. Sweet Miss. So keep an eye on the board. Carson Strong. Not impossible. And you got number 1 and Cozy Colby. The numbers, Paco Lopez aboard. It comes from Cassie, used to train it. And number 7, Sweet Miss. And my play, I would box 1, 3, and 7. And number 7 opens up. You're getting price on 1 and 7. 1 is 20 to 1. 7, Sweet Miss, is 15 to 1. And then you got the 9 to 5 shot, Cozy Colby. So race 3 in exacta box 137. And if you're just joining us here or seeing this for the first time and it's a premiering, chat's open. And this is pre-recorded. So if I don't answer you, I'm not ignoring you. And if you're seeing this after the premiere, I don't even think the chat's going to be visible after the premiere. So that's no issue. But I'm just letting everybody know if you happen to be seeing this for the first time. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Okay, race 4. Gulfstream Park, race 4 of 10. We're going right through these here. Now, this is another 5-furlong sprint on the Tapeta. So you got 2 sprints in a row. They're very exciting races, the Tapeta or turf sprints. I love those. I mean, I think you got maybe a single here in, let me get the number here. No, I'm looking at the next race. Okay, hang on. 4. This might be a race to take a stab at. You do have a first-time starter in here. And these are, let me see, bring it up. Hang on, I'm looking at the notes. Yeah, 2-year-old fillies. It's a maiden claim. Tricky little race. It's not my favorite race on the card, but I think we can possibly squeeze a winner out of here. And maybe at a price. I think this race might be better for multi-race plays. Just get the bomb home and move on. That's how I would use it. I more or less maybe box them because this is a case where we have one that's longer and 2 that 2 that's longer actually. Okay. I'm leaning towards a 3-horse, either a 3-horse box or use these 3 in multis. Let's go after it. Multis might be the safer play in this because you got some firsters in here and you got some surface switchers. Wildcat Fire, number 7. Have a very Carlos David, very high percentage trainer, and you're getting spotted serious weight from a decent jockey who's making the first start at Gulfstream Park, Luis Rivera Jr. I guess he calls it's Luis, right? Probably 13% jock, over 700 starts. No starts at Gulfstream, but comes in light. Comes in at only 113 pounds, making its second start. Has some early speed, pressed the pace last time. So I'm looking for that one to be a factor here today. And number 7, Wildcat Fire, opens at odds of 9 to 2. And the other one, I think you can use all three of these in multi-race plays. Number 8 is very similar, comes out of the same race as Wildcat Fire, got stuck running very wide that race and finished a couple lengths behind Wildcat Fire. That's Regal Miss. So they come out of the same race, but it's the same deal. This one just got stuck wide. Lionel Reyes is aboard, 14% jock here for Anthony Margota Jr., a 12% trainer at Gulfstream Park. So we're going to follow up, making a second start, usually improvement second time out. And so the other horse here to use in this either multi-race play or box is number 8, Regal Miss. And now we're going to go back to, and the third choice here is number 10, Iron Shield. It ran in a route race last race for Jose Francisco D'Angelo, gets Jose Ortiz, but sprinting this one was significantly faster. Number 10, Iron Shield, opens at 2-1 as the favorite. So we expect it, and this one ran an excellent race, finished second on September 3rd at 5.5 here. And with Jose Ortiz, D'Angelo was 23%. But by the numbers, this one's run the fastest race, even perhaps, and finished second before that at five furlongs, and it dueled out front. And a multi-dimensional horse. And Iron Shield, these are fillies actually, opens at 2-1 for the dangerous D'Angelo. So here's your protection there if you're going to use these in multis or even in the box, because you're getting some prices with the others. So race 5, I'd say a 3-horse box, exacta box. I'm not pushing it here in these races with tries or pick 3s. I think this is a good card to get it done this way. At least that's how I see this card. You may see it differently. Okay, so think about it. Anyway, so race 5, my play would be, I'd stick, I think, within the exacta, either the exacta or a pick 3. I don't think I'd use them in the double if pick 3 or somewhere like that. Either 5, use 7, 8, 10 in multi-race plays, or race 5, a 3-horse exacta box, 7, 8, 10. Again, if you're seeing this while this video is premiering, this is pre-recorded. So if you're calling me and I'm not responding, it's because this is pre-recorded. I'm recording this early in the morning. So I'm looking to get through these races and make this as short and sweet as possible while still giving you some notes about the race. Okay, race 6, it's 6-horse field. It's a 1-mile race. Okay. Let's get some numbers here. Okay. Hang on. Don't want to rush it. Don't want to make any mistakes. Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is just double check the pace and make sure everything's copacetic here. How'd everybody have a good Christmas? Good long weekend? Enjoy it? Hope so. And now we're back at business here. And this is on the dirt. And now this is an optional claiming race. And I think we got something good going on here. Number 1, Noble Drama. I mean, his run in stakes company, it's an 8-year-old, but it has a lot of races that are fast enough to just flat out win this. Has run a G3 company. I mean, this year, G2 company. And you get Jersey Joe Bravo up. Joe Bravo, he's returned from the West Coast. Yeah, he's the king of Monmouth, and he's thrilled to be back. He had a pretty successful run out there on the West Coast, and he's in his early 50s now, I believe. He's definitely over 50. Anyway, he was just the dominant force as far as jockeys go at Monmouth. And now he's back on the East Coast. He's thrilled to be back. A lot of friends here, most of his friends, and he's riding here at Gulfstream now. And anyway, Noble Drama, number one, opens at 5-1. Major contender here, if not at a flat-out win. I'm curious what the odds are going to be come post time. I'm recording this early in the morning. I'm going to be releasing it as a premiere a little bit later on. So at a time when I figure there's a chance to get a decent amount of people. I'm not going to release this at freaking premiere it at 7 in the morning. You know what I mean? That wouldn't make much sense. So pushing and recording it now and then releasing it later. So if I'm not answering you, it's not because I'm ignoring you. This is pre-recorded. But one, Noble Drama, yeah. I think there's a big win contender. This one I would play to win. And 5-1 odds? You kidding me? I think if you're getting at least 4-1 on the win, play it to win. The other ones I'd use with it. So number one, Noble Drama. Number 4, we go down to. That's another contender here. It's popping. Now, that's Brendan Walsh and Tyler Gaffleone. Together, they're 20%, and that's over 560 races. It did have a race. It hasn't raced here, but it has a race 2 back at 6.5 furlongs that could do really big-time damage here. And it is the opening favorite. You Ain't Poppin'. But it's no lock by any means, because when push comes to shove, number one, Noble Drama has run faster at the route distance. So, but You Ain't Poppin' has run faster at at least recently in sprints. I mean, look at, go back to Noble Drama a second. Look at the race it ran on November 12th. Of 2022. I won by a length and a half, even despite going 4 wide, fast as hell. I know it hasn't won in a while, but it's running fast enough to take this and certainly save ground on the inside Noble Drama. I am in love with this horse. And the other choice, You Ain't Poppin'. Yeah, I'm basically going for based on the race 2 back, because its route race was nothing special. And my third choice is another price horse, number 5, Knox. Knox does have a win at this distance by a neck, 3 back. The last race was decent on the Tapeta. You get Juan Alvarado, the trainer, who's 13% at Gulfstream. Edgar Zayas, 20% here, will be riding. Now, he's 20% over 925 races here at Gulfstream Park. So I like this one. The numbers fit. I mean, the 4, let's go back to the pace a second before we move on. Yeah. This should be an interesting race. It's not one I'd go crazy with. But the Noble Drama has the numbers, and there is enough speed up front early. I mean, you got a rabbit in Flying Liam, number 3, with Paco Lopez. I just want to double check that one, because I'm looking to beat that one. Yeah. I think that one's a rabbit. Yeah, I don't think it's going to sustain it at a mile. And it has a pattern that it's running good race, which was last race, a good race at 6 furlongs, won by 3.5, the maiden special weight level. If you want to throw another one in, by all means, okay? But I don't even think that 3 would be one I would. Opens 3-1. They got no route experience in this pattern that it's going with. Okay, let me just check one last thing, and then we're going to move on to race 7. Want to get you through this quick without making it a long, drawn-out thing. Because it's a pre-recorded video, I want to make this video as easy to come back to as possible, maybe during the card, as the card unfolds. If you want, here's another way to use noble drama. So I would say a 1-4-5 box here in the 6, or another thing to do. Here's what you do. If you want to play it safe and you like other horses, definitely include Noble Drama number 1 in the mix. I'd say a key box, 1 with 4, 1-4 box and 1-5 box, maybe even a 1-3 box. It's up to you. Whatever other horse you like, I would look for exactas here. Yeah, instead of boxing, spreading it out all over the place. I like 6. Use 6 as a key in exactas. Certainly with 4 and 5 is live. So key number 1, number 1 noble drama in exactas. There. Yeah, yeah. And it's not a giant field. And make sure you're getting a price with noble drama too. But if you're playing multi-race plays, certainly use 1 in multi-race plays. Hang on a second. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Now I'm just one last thing. One long shot to consider in here, who has some good route races, is number 6, Tapu. All right. So it has some back races as recently as June 23rd. Okay, it was at Ellis Park. It had a victory at a mile at Churchill Downs. Number 6 is open 30-1. I just caught this. And the trainer, Brittany Vandenberg, that's why every time through the card, you might see something you didn't see the other times. I mean, it hasn't been running well the last, excuse me, the last 3. The last one was on turf, so we'll excuse it. And the race before that was at a mile and a 16th at Churchill. So it was a little longer. And the race before that was on a wet track allowance race at Ellis Park. But before that, it was running well. It has some big numbers in there, number 6. So I'd say key number 1 here in exactas, 1 with 4, 1-4 exacta, 1-5 exacta, 1-6 exacta, 1-3 exacta, however you see fit. There are some longer ones in here. Keep an eye on that 6 too. But the key horse here for the exactas, and that's how I'd use this, number 1, Noble Drama. Okay, on to race 7. We're doing good here with the pace. Okay, race 7 of 10 at Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park, I'm giving you picks for every single race, plays for every single race. Now we go to race 7. 7, now we have another synthetic track, all-weather Pita track, 5 furlong sprint. And this is it's a claiming race, bottom of the barrel, 8K, and for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Okay, let me get some numbers here. Okay. We'll start by looking at the pace. See how we're blowing through it here? You know, trimming the fat for a pre-recorded selection show, Gulfstream Park, Tuesday, December 26th. All right, we got kind of a stampede through the first 5 entries as far as the early speed goes. But you're going to like this, but number 3 is going third off the layoff. Very, very, very unknown trainer here, Matthew Kamei. Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. 4% winning percentage out of 25 starts at Gulfstream Park. The jockey, Romero Ramsey Maroth, only a 6% jock out of 471 tries. 0 for 4 at Gulfstream Park. You say, Al, what are you, freaking nuts? Look at those horrible percentages. And those of you who've watched the show before, you know, I'm a stickler when I see a trainer who just doesn't seem to know how to win. But this Matthew Kamei, CMA, I don't know how this is pronounced. People have their own way. Sometimes people pronounce like a C followed by a vowel like CH. So anyway, I'm basing this on the it's a 5-year-old, so it's a mare. I'm basing this on the mare's races. They are simply fast enough to win this. And it has some speed inside. And it seems to be, it's moving forward. It has better, it's going third off the layoff, and it has better races to come back to. And it's dropping in class from 12.5K down to 8. So you're getting class relief. And in turf, the saying is class is king. Very important. For some reason, class seems to hold up on turf. And as most of you know, synthetic plays a lot like turf. So that's why sometimes you see turf horses entered in synthetic races, and synthetic race horses entered in turf races. And this one really has, you're basing on multiple numbers. It's technically the fastest horse in this race, mare to be, okay. So definitely use number 3. Let Amore Control take the jockey for a ride around the track. And this is the type of one entry that will fall into that 4% for Matthew Kamei. So I'm definitely using number 3 here. And number 3 opens at 4-1. It's actually the 3rd choice in this race. So who knows? You know how that goes. Sometimes all the money goes on the 2 big favorites, and then the 3rd choice gets overlooked, and people are going to overlook this one because of the flimsy jockey trainer stats, and the 2 never worked. They have worked together. They're 0 for 7, and they're 0 for 7, but get this, they've been in the money 43% of the time, almost 50% of the time, 3 times out of 7. So keep that in mind, because even if it doesn't win the race, it might get the job done in the exacta. So I'd use number 3. And the other ones I'd use here that have a shot, I'd certainly use number Tricky Little Race. It's a cheap race, okay? Just want to make sure I got this right. Now, I remember I said there's going to be a stampede up front. Well, we're going to try and get one that could come off the pace. And I'm looking at the 9. I just want to double check. Yeah, because there's a lot of speed signed on in here. Okay. Okay, we got it. Bullock is a 3-year-old who really improved last race for Mary Epler. Gets Angel Vasquez up, and it has a nice pattern. It's poor. This is another one dropping in class, and for Epler, she's 16% with droppers, and she's also 16% with Vasquez. And one last race, so it's dropping off the claim. So I'd use number 5 there, just based on the last race and the pattern and the percentages and the drop. And also, I'd use Into Touring, who is moving forward, one at this level, one at this distance, last out, for the dangerous Peter Walder. Walder is 20% at Gulfstream Park. And get this, he has Edwin Gonzalez riding with him. Edwin and Peter together are 21%, in the money 67%, and their ROI together as a team, 3.08. And number 9, Into Touring, opens at 10-1. So race number 7, the one I'm really got my eye on here for keys or whatever. I don't know if I want to take my chance with the key. Maybe I want to box the 3 of them because you're getting money. Number 3, Amari Control. Number 5, Bullock, opens 12-1. And number 9, Into Touring, opens at 10-1. So race number 7, Gulfstream Park, exacta box 359. You say, Al, why are you doing, if you just seeing this video for the first time, or you're just joining us here on the premiere, Al, how come you aren't doing this live? I'll tell you why. All right. I'm doing this pre-recorded because I'm covering Santa Anita's opening day today. I'm going to be going live to cover. Post time is at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Santa Anita has 11 races today, and they're packed to the gazoo with graded stakes, G1s, giant purses, and the jockeys there are out of this world. We have Irod Ortiz is going to be riding there today. That's why he's not at Gulfstream Park. Might be wondering, where's Irod? He's at Santa Anita. He goes out to the West Coast. It's a chance to show his medal out there. He's, he does. He's always winning the jockey title, or almost always, over at on the NYRA circuit. Certainly, Gulfstream Park is his best track. At least his percentages say that. He has a higher percentage at Gulfstream than he does at the NYRA tracks, and he has about an 18% winning percentage. Lower. He doesn't go out to the West Coast too often, but he's going out there today. So keep that in mind. That's why Irod's not here. Anyway, that's why I'm pre-recording this show. It would clash with the this track. Gulfstream post time is 12:10 p.m. and the Santa Anita post time is 2 p.m. So I cover one track, dead aim, focus, dead eye, right on the one track I'm covering, so I can give you the best coverage possible. And today, that is at Santa Anita opening day. It's the biggest show in town. I don't think I've ever seen a more exciting, action-packed card than Santa Anita's opening day today. Or I certainly can't remember a better card on a Tuesday in December. Graded stakes all over the place. I said Irod's going to be there, right? Let me tell you this quick, just in case, because you may want to check in on that live show if you're watching Gulfstream. You could play both because I'm giving you the picks here. So anyway, the other jockeys that are going to be there, Flavian Pratt's going to be there. Lanfranco Dettori, Frankie Dettori is going to be there. You got Baffert. Bob Baffert has 3 entries in one of the races. Bob Baffert's there all over the place in the races. Umberto Rispoli is there. Mike Smith is on some big horses, and God, I'd have to go back. Anyway, so many top jockeys are there at Santa Anita today, so it makes for a spectacle, an exciting card, because just to see what jockeys prevail, what trainers prevail. Brad Cox has entries, Baffert, of course. It's just wild. Okay, on to race 8. We just got 3 to go, so let's get through this and move on. Race 8, turf race, 1 3/8 mile on turf. Let's talk about it. Okay, let me just get the numbers down, and we'll get through this quick. We're almost there. 3 races to go. Write it down. With only 8 entries in this race. Okay, race 8. The favorite is 6-5 from Great Britain, ridden by Johnny V for Graham Motion. Romagna Mia. Okay, 6-5 favorite, comes off a 98 Brisnet, right? No, 98 buyer figure. Yeah, I get it. That one's going to be tough to beat, but yeah, I'm bringing it up. 1 3/8. So early pace doesn't matter as much, especially on turf. I mean, Coco's going to grab the lead. As long as it's going is the mile and 16th, Jose Ortiz is going to try and let it rip on that. And that's the type of jockey he is. He tries to steal it on the front end. TAS has some interesting numbers. Number 8, and getting a bit of a price here. I think anything goes under Romagna Mia. TAS number 8 opens at 6-1. The other one that runs similar to Romagna Mia is number 2, Miss Yearwood. But Miss Yearwood ran that last race that was quick. The other races are not as fast as Romagna Mia. Okay, just double checking one thing. Yeah. Based on the last race, so Abreu is the trainer of number 8, TAS, who opened 6-1. He's 12% here. He teams with Javier Castellano. The last race, though, was very good. It ran wide at Aqueduct on November 19th. It was a stakes race, finished second, a length back. Before that, it ran at 1 1/8 miles. That's a little distance. Won by a nose. Maybe a small exacta, heavier exacta 6-8. See what the odds pay. Maybe, Coco is going to water down some prices. And it's only run on, it's number 8 has the early speed. But this one is adding bandages for Juan Alvarado. Juan is only 5% when adding bandages with a 0.30 ROI. Jose Ortiz up. He's going to try and run and gun with this one. For some reason, it seems to be moving in the wrong direction. And this is a stakes race, 125K. And it's the one time it did run on turf at Gulfstream Park. It finished second, but the race was not that fast, all considered. That's May 21st. Did finish second, but that was when the horse was on the Philly was on the improve and kind of taking some steps. And now slowly getting a little worse. And a repeat of that turf race, even though it came in second, it's not going to get it done today. So maybe 6/8 exacta. If you want to reverse it, and try and have a little fun, I don't know if I'd go that route. 8-6, go lighter that way. So race 8 exacta 6/8. The last race here is fast enough to beat the 2, who's the second choice at 9-5. So 6-8 exacta race 8 or 8-6 light based on the last race. And it also has a couple good races here. Earlier, actually over a year ago, two races at Aqueduct and Colonial in September that are fast enough to beat the two as well. So that's race 8. On to race 9. Told you we're going to get through this. Okay, race 9. Let's talk about it. Race 9, another synthetic sprint. 5 furlongs on the Tapeta, optional claim 20 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Let's get some numbers. Okay, we got some long ones in this mix. So watch the board. Remember to watch the board, okay? And watch the board. You could start watching the board the race prior, the previous race. You could see who's taking money in the doubles to get an idea how things are going to shake out. Okay, in this race, okay, we'll start by talking about the pace here. Happy Tuesday, everybody. If you're seeing this and chat for the first time, when this is pre-recorded, okay, early in the morning here, and I wanted to release it or release it later. I'm not going to just release it live, and certainly not go live now to cover this, because no one's going to be out there live. And why am I pre-recording it? Al, what's up? How come you're not doing this live? How come you're not out here at 11:45 covering Gulfstream? I'll tell you why. All right, don't worry. There's a method to my madness. I'm out here pre-recording this because I'm going to be covering Santa Anita opening day this afternoon, and that Gulfstream and Santa Anita would clash. Gulfstream post time 12:10, 10 races. Santa Anita, 11 races opening day. They start at 2 p.m. and they have 11 races over there, so that's going to run till like 7 o'clock at night. So I'll be out there covering Santa Anita, but since I looked at this card and I saw some opportunities, I wanted to get your picks out there to work with today. I had the time to do it over the long weekend, no racing yesterday. So I wanted to get you something to work with here. And sometimes I'll do this anyway, get picks out pre-recorded for the track I'm not covering live. So that's why so if I'm not answering a question, I'm not ignoring you. This is pre-recorded. But if you're seeing the premiere, when this goes live when this gets posted or put out there for the first time, you will be able to chat. So that's why you might see some chat messages. I don't believe they'll be there, anything past the premiere. But hey, it's open. So you can talk amongst yourself, swap notes about the picks. So at least during the length of this video, first time out. Okay. I think we got a vulnerable favorite here in one, Omo 10 girl. Let's talk about it. Race 9 of 10. Yeah, certainly. Number 6, Bodacious Bren. This is optional claim 20. It ran a really nice race on Tapeta the first time. Comes back in 11 days. 11 days for Jennifer Quinones and gets Tyler Gaffalione. And Tyler Gaffalione, he's 17% here. On synthetic, he's 18%. But this one has a nice pattern, running very fast races. And I just can't move past this last race. So I definitely use number 6. And second time on the Tapeta, look for improvement. Let me just check the pace for a second before I go any further. I don't want to leave anything out. I don't want to cut corners. There's money involved here. No horsing around. Okay, there is some pace out there, and this one does have pace to close into, and it did show surprising speed on the Tapeta as compared to running on dirt. Had been running at Delaware, and it has run on this track. Okay, Paco Lopez gunned it last time. Ran significantly faster fractions here on Tapeta than dirt. I just want to check some here. The 4 opening odds. So I'm using 6. This might be one to, I want to go back. Number 4 showed a tremendous race last race. Now, we had a trainer change, and this one really jumped through the roof. Chaina, so it's definitely one to consider here. They ran 3 wide, so it has a concealed speed figure. And jockey trainer Enio Cordero and Edgar Perez together, they've raced 6 times together. They've won 3 of them. So that's 50%. With, get this ROI, Cordero and Perez, ROI of 9.47. And Chaina is opening at 10-1. One last time out at this distance. Big improvement after, this jumped into Cordero's barn from Ken Sweezy. So at number 4 definitely has to be used. Number 6 definitely has to be used. Okay, I'm going to expand this one here. Number 7, Mona's Power. I don't think I can go there. No, I don't like those percentage. But number 8, Sonicus. Let me just bring up the pace again. I think we got a beautiful 3-horse box here. Race 9. Yeah, fits this perfect. Number, I like this one. Running quick at this distance for David Fawkes with Miziel Jaramillo, who's 18% here at Gulfstream. He's running some very fast concealed races, Sonicus, and definitely fast enough to get it done. All of these can get it done. Bodacious Bren, I'm looking for improvement here, second time on the Tapeta. So here I use all 3 of these in multis. I think the favorite, number 1, Omo 10 Girl. Number 1 opens 5-2. Very vulnerable. Very vulnerable. Race number 9, Gulfstream Park. Exacta box 4, 6, 8. Use all 3. Use all 3 in multi-race plays. 4, 6, 8. Now the odds on these, I prefer the Exacta over the multis. If I had to, push came to shove, and I was going to try and save money, cut corners, I would use just the 4 and the 8 in the multis. And but I like the 6 involved in the Exacta, and even in the multis a little bit. It improves its second time on Tapeta, and it's right in the mix. Doesn't have to improve much, and they usually do improve. Now they has some familiarity on the surface. So hey, race number 9 up for me. You heard my spiel about the multis. Race number 9, Exacta box Chaina, 8-1. Number 6, Bodacious Bren, 15-1. And number 8, Sonicus. Here's just protection. Sonicus, 3-1. Race 9, 4, 6, 8, Exacta box. Okay, and here, the moment of truth. We're up to race 10. See, I told you I'd get you this, get this out here for you. Decent time. Race 10. Let's talk about it. Let's get some numbers, and we'll get right to it. And we got another one here that maybe you get some prices. Now, okay, what type of race is this? We'll take a look at the pace here as we give you the 10th. See how condensed this is, the pre-recorded? And this is pre-recorded. If we're not, if I'm not answering, you're just joining us and it's premiering. Chat's only available first time out. Okay. Okay, this is 1 mile on turf, maiden claim. And one of the horses I like is an AE, and it's going to require a couple of scratches to get in. So it's 1 mile on turf. Now, number 8, Just for Luck. Hey, that's going to be tough to beat. He did run at Aqueduct, a solid race 4 back. It's run on Tapeta and turf for Ronald Spatz. Moving up in class for Spatz. When he moves up, he's 11%. Has Ed Gazayas up. If this is a 25K claiming level, ran at 12.5K. What I'm really hoping for here is the scratch, a couple of scratches. Just want to check the odds on Phobia 9. Now, this is a mile. This is one, again, that maybe you want to box it up. Motown Punk, number 6, ran at 1 mile and 16th, finished 6th back, but got stuck really, really wide for Kathleen O'Connell. Kathleen is 13% at Gulfstream Park in over 2,000 races. And she gets Edgar Perez up 11% here. But this one ran well. I mean, it's slowly moving forward. Nice pattern. And based on that last race running wide, if this one can straighten it out, I expect improvement on turf. This one puts this in the mix. Number 6, Motown Punk. Do you want to pound it? Opens 20-1, by the way. If you want to just pound it for the show bet, watch the odds. Keep an eye on the board. Make sure you're going to get paid. But I definitely like number 6 in the mix here. Looking for improvement. Kathleen O'Connell, Motown Punk. And 8, I was talking about that one, does its best running on turf. And I think the extra disc, it does have a kick at 1 mile 16th. And it's already, I think this one on turf, this one can control it and slowly getting better. It's a 3-year-old Just for Luck for Spatz. So we're not going to beat a horse. We're not going to beat a live horse. Okay. So yeah, number 8, I like. 6, consider definitely for the show bet or box, 3-horse box. The one I'm looking for to get in is number 14, Heart and Soul. George Weaver and John Velasquez, but it's going to require a couple of scratches, and that would definitely make me feel much better about the 3-horse box, because this one would be really tough to beat. Probably the fave, even though the only drawback is posting from way outside, Heart and Soul, and would probably post position 12, I guess, if it manages to sneak in, coming from the maiden special weight level, dropping down to maiden claim 25. So I would say a 6, 8, 14 3-horse box. Now, in the 6, 8, 14 3-horse box, number 6, or maybe just a 6 to show. And we'll take this a step further. What if the 14's not in there and you want to do the 3-horse box? Then what? I'll tell you what. I'm just 6, 8 box or 6 under 8. 6, 8 box. Who would be the third choice? Now, this is a maiden claim, remember. Motown Punk is lightly raced, only 5 races. And looks to improve second, 20-1, Kathleen O'Connell. Okay, the one I've used based on the last race and the trainer change, and you got the this one has run at Parks before. I've mentioned it for a second. Number 9, Phobia. Dropping from maiden claim 45 for Lupe Preciado, coming in, Parks trainer basically. Really, really jumped forward last out at Laurel at a mile, and ran a little wide. Guys, John Velasquez up Johnny V. Lupe Preciado, not much to show. Body of work at Parks, not at Gulfstream, 8% and 249 tries. But this time he has the horse, and 1 for 7 with Johnny V. It must have been a nice price horse, 2.89 ROI. But Lupe overall is a 17% trainer covering over 3,500 races. But more specifically, Phobia opens 9-2. Number 9. I like the last race. It ran faster than it looked. Ran at Laurel. The number 9, Phobia. So I'll just go with those 3. In the event the 14 gets into this race, use if the 14 doesn't get in, race 9, exacta box, 6, 8, 9. Again, the 6, Motown Punk, 20-1. Look for improvement second on the turf. 6, 8, 9. Now, if the 14 gets in, box 6, 8, 14 for race 10. Either 6, 8, 9. If the 14 gets in, 6, 8, 14. Heart and Soul. The Weaver entry opens at 8-5. All right. So there you have it. You have the Gulfstream picks for the day. This show is pre-recorded. If you're just catching the tail end of the premiere, I'm going to be live covering Santa Anita just around 1:30 or a few minutes after, in time for the 2 p.m. post. I'm going to be out at Santa Anita, all 11 races, opening day, a bunch of graded stakes races. But I wanted to set you up here so you're good to go. All right. That's it. I want to wish everyone a great day today at the races this Tuesday. Short week this week, Tuesday already, right? So if you're playing today, best of luck and bring it home. Play the races with ice water in the veins. All right? And talk with you soon. Hope you can join me over at Santa Anita. If not, win some money at Gulfstream. We got you covered, baby. All the best.